Okay, so everybody's always talking about weight loss, right?
Yeah.
And it seems like every day there's a new magic solution.
Right. Some new fad diet or something crazy.
But honestly, it's so overwhelming trying to figure out what actually works,
Yeah.
what's actually healthy and sustainable.
Right. It's
I mean,
exactly
I've
that.
got like a mountain of research here, articles, studies, even some personal notes about my own struggles with weight. And, well, that's why you're here.
Well, let's dive in, see what we can uncover.
Awesome. So first things first, can we just acknowledge that a lot of the weight loss stuff out there is, well, kind of bogus?
Oh, absolutely. The quick fixes, the miracle promises, forget about it. The body just doesn't work that way.
Exactly. So no more crash diets or those crazy workout
Yes.
challenges.
Your research actually backs that up. It's all about sustainability, building a lifestyle you can stick with. You sent over a fascinating article from the Journal of Nutrition about how yo-yo dieting can actually backfire.
Seriously.
Yeah, it can mess with your metabolism in the long run.
Wow, that's kind of scary. So if we're ditching the whole restrictive mindset, where do we even begin? I know one thing I always get stuck on is, like, what should I actually be eating?
Right. Well, a lot of your sources, and that book by author's name, really emphasize whole, nutrient-dense foods.
Okay, yeah, whole nutrient-dense foods. But what does that even mean in, like, real life?
So it's about focusing on foods that are minimally processed and packed with nutrients. Think fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, complex carbs.
Okay, so like an apple instead of applesauce.
Got it. Exactly. And, one of your sources had this really interesting study. They compared how different types of protein made people feel full. Turns out, specific type of lean protein kept people satisfied for longer than some other options.
Oh, wow. So it's not just about eating protein, but choosing the right kind of protein.
Exactly. And, it's not just what you eat, but how you eat, too. You highlighted the plate method in your notes, which is a great visual tool. Oh, yeah. I remember that. Half your plate veggies, a quarter lean protein, and a quarter. Wait a minute. What were those carbs again? I kept seeing that term in my research.
Complex carbs. Think brown rice, quinoa, whole grains. They're digested more slowly, so you get sustained energy.
So I avoid those sugar spikes and crashes.
Exactly. And those crashes can lead to major cravings.
Which totally sabotage my healthy eating goals. This is making so much more sense now. But what about exercise? I gotta be honest. Some of those workout plans I saw looked pretty intense.
Well, you underlined a section in source name that really resonated with me. It was all about finding an activity you genuinely enjoy.
Oh, yeah. Like, if I hate running, I shouldn't force myself to run.
Right. Maybe you'd love dancing, swimming, hiking, even just walking. You mentioned enjoying yoga.
Yeah, I do. It's been a while, though.
Well, there you go. Yoga's great because it combines flexibility, strength, and mindfulness.
Maybe I should dust off that yoga mat. One thing that surprised me in my research was all this stuff about exercise and hormones. Yeah. Hormones play a huge role in weight management. Several studies, including one from Research Institution, showed that regular exercise can have a positive impact on hormones like cortisol.
Cortisol, that's the stress hormone.
Yep, and too much cortisol can lead to weight gain, particularly around the belly.
That explains a lot. So we've covered what to eat, how to move our bodies. What about all those other lifestyle factors?
Yes. Sleep and stress management, those came up constantly.
I was actually fascinated by the research on sleep deprivation and its link to those hunger hormones.
Right. When you're sleep deprived, ghrelin, the hunger hormone, goes up, and leptin, the satiety hormone, goes down.
So it's like a double whammy. No wonder I crave junk food when I'm tired.
Exactly. And then there's stress. It triggers the release of cortisol, which, as we talked about, can contribute to weight gain.
Okay, so not only do I feel terrible when I'm stressed, but my body is actually working against me.
Yeah, it's a vicious cycle. But your research highlighted some great stress management techniques, deep breathing exercises, mindfulness meditation, spending time in nature. Even regular nature walks have been shown to lower cortisol levels.
Oh, I love that. This is starting to feel less like a diet and more like, a whole lifestyle shift. It's empowering to understand the why behind the advice.
I agree. And that brings us to another important point from your research. Setting realistic goals.
Okay, yeah, I can get a little carried away with the whole new year, new me thing.
I hear you. Instead of aiming for a drastic weight loss number, how about focusing on building sustainable habits? Like adding more veggies to your meals or getting 30 minutes of movement each day.
That's a much better approach.
Yeah.
What about tracking progress? I know the scale can be a bit of a frenemy.
You got it. Your notes actually had a really insightful point about looking beyond the number on the scale. Pay attention to how your clothes fit, your energy levels, how you feel overall. You even talked about celebrating non-scale victories.
Oh, yeah, like rewarding myself with a massage or a new book, not just focusing on pounds lost.
Exactly. It's about recognizing and rewarding those healthy habits.
I love that. Okay, last question. What about those inevitable slip-ups? Any advice from my research on how to handle those moments of weakness?
One of your sources had this great quote, and I think it perfectly sums it up. Progress, not perfection.
Oh, I like that.
It's not about beating yourself up over a setback. It's about getting back on track. And remember, everyone's journey is unique. Comparison is the thief of joy, as they say.
So true. Especially with social media, it's easy to fall into that trap of comparing ourselves to others.
Right. And this is where professional guidance can be so helpful. You highlighted the role registered dietitians, certified nutritionists, even therapists can play. They can personalize your approach, and help you navigate challenges.
This has been amazing. I
Yeah.
feel like I have a completely different perspective on weight management now. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And for everyone listening, just remember, it's a journey, not a destination.
I love that.
Focus on building healthy habits you enjoy, celebrate your progress along the way, and think of it as an investment in your future well-being.
Perfectly said. And to all our listeners, remember that small, consistent changes lead to big results over time. You've got this.